We can't seem to shake what happened in Ferguson, Missouri. It seems Ferguson will now live on in history as the preeminent example of police racism and brutality in African American neighborhoods. But it lives on as a flawed example, exposed by the facts of the case that led two investigations, one state and one federal, to find that Officer Darren Wilson was not racist and, in fact, may have been justified in the shooting of Michael Brown. It lives on as a flawed example despite the fact that there are more egregious cases across the country. So why Ferguson? Because the false narrative first given by Michael Brown's accomplice in a convenience store robbery was much too powerful for the media and others who use such stories for personal gain to ignore. And that includes the President of the United States, who imposed himself in the story with a national address and a Justice Department investigation that came back with no charges, but in effect tried and convicted a police department and a city with no due process. And in the wake of the violence and the protests, what's left? Two police officers in Ferguson who must heal from gunshot wounds. Business owners who must rebuild their stores, Officer Darren Wilson who must rebuild his life, and a slogan that Black Lives Matter. But every week in America, over 100 black men, women, and children are killed in their own neighborhoods in a steady and continuing massacre that is all but ignored by the media and the opportunists that descended on Ferguson. And there has not been an address by the White House or a Justice Department investigation into the slaughter. This year in Bridgeton, New Jersey, a police officer shot and killed a man getting out of the car who this time really did have his hands raised in the air, but there were no protests, no White House address, no Justice Department investigation. And in Philadelphia, police officer Robert Wilson III was gunned down in a video game store while buying a present for his son's 10th birthday. He took on two robbers armed with automatic weapons and saved the lives of others in the store. Officer Wilson is black, yet no protests, no Al Sharpton, no presidential address. If you're paying attention, it seems the slogan Black Lives Matter only applies to those killed by white police officers, cynically ignoring a much greater problem and exacerbating the racial divide in this country. The truth is that all lives matter, and so Black lives must matter. The fact that those who use this slogan for their own personal and political gain don't adhere to its meaning exposes their hypocrisy. I'm Larry Menti. See you next week.